Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader, mentor in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and ETH. Not financial advice, just the way that I see the market. Several things I want to talk about quickly. It is proven that if you collaborate with like-minded people, all working towards the same goal with the same system, trying to master it, it is proven that you will have much better chances of success. Having a sale on the Discord for the month of July. Take advantage of it. Come and join us. I'm sure you will find it worth it. Also, take a look at my website. Take a look at the course. Now's the perfect time to learn. If you want to know what to do at all time frames, people are saying that it is a wonderful course, not to pack my back, but I did put my heart and soul into this course. Everything is there that is in my head. Take advantage of that. All right, let's get started. All right, we're on the weekly time frame of Bitcoin. I have talked about this before, but we're going to go over it just a little bit here again. There's only two patterns in Elliott Wave that can overlap another structure. And we have overlapped our 20K bull run. It is either a fourth wave or a wave 2. Now, right now, we could analyze this run to death and probably still would not be sure what wave we're in. But once certain levels are broken or certain things happen, we will be more certain or have more clarity of what wave we could be in. Right now, we can still say that we could actually be in a wave 4 and still go up for a 5. Let's talk about that for just a second. The channel in white is the acceleration channel. We have broken it. The channel in blue is what we call the base channel. Now, usually, a wave 4, when it comes down, will find support on the base channel. It usually does not break into it, because if it does, it runs the risk of coming into its 1. So if we come into this one, it will invalidate this being a 4, and we're going up for a 5. Once we come into the 1, we will have to flip to that we're coming down for a 2, meaning that this whole move here was complete and that this move is a 2. We can also say that it's a higher degree wave 4, where this is a very high degree 3 and this is a higher degree wave 4, as long as we do not break this bottom structure. So we can say it's a higher degree 4 or a 2 until we break this bottom. A higher degree 4 likes to come into its prior degree 4. But breaking this bottom, it's very unlikely that it's a higher degree 4 also. So as long as this bottom stays intact, we can say that it's a 2 or a higher degree 4, and both will lead to a massive bull run. Okay? Once we break that bottom, we will have to ask ourselves, are we correcting this entire structure from conception? I'm not leaning that way because there is a tremendous amount of support in this area. Okay? But this will tell us what wave we are probably in once some structures get broken or things happen. All right, let's take a look at some support and resistances. This bottom wick here sitting at approximately 17,500. If we lose that area and lose the 300 moving average weekly, I feel that we will drop down to approximately this support, maybe filling this gap with a wick is the next area. Like I said, look at this support. It is gigantic. It is going to take a lot to break that. But if we lose this area and this bottom wick, most likely we're going to drop down there. Okay? If we can break the 200 weekly and break approximately 23,000, we can move upwards and fill this gap. Now we do have resistance there, and we'll talk about what structures it could be. But our next resistance will be at 28,000. If we can get above 29,000, we're on our way to this next structure. Now the goal here for the bulls is to break this area. Once broken, it is a more bullish aspect look to this market. Right now, it is still bearish until we can get above here and with a 5-wave move. Okay. All right, let's talk about some counts. Nothing has changed with the counts. They are the same. So bear with me if you've seen this already. WXY in blue. The WXY could be done here, but we need to pivot with a 5-wave move. We need to move and we need to get out of here. If we don't, I'm not going to see this as a WXY unless I move to linear scale, and I'm not sure if that is correct. Okay. On linear scale, we could roll over again to the 1-to-1 at approximately 12,000, and it could still be a WXY. But log, linear, I'm not sure, honestly, which one is really correct. But if we could pivot out of here, then WXY could be done, and we could be on our way. But we will have to absolutely make an impulse wave here that takes out this range and moves on up like this. Okay. A 3-wave move, something that does this and then pulls back and then goes up, that is going to be a corrective move, and I will be looking at that as a B or an X. Okay. And at that point, we're going to get a partner leg for this one over here. Right? ABC and 5-wave move. The ABC in yellow can come deeper and still be an ABC. It can come all the way to the 2.236 at 9,200. Okay, let's talk about the white 5-wave move. How the white would happen is that we roll over down to the 1.618, and then we fail to get over this structure again and then come down in 5 waves. That is the white count, and we do not want that one because it leads and opens the door that we've started in a 5-wave move, and that is just something we really don't even want to mess with. Okay? What I'd like to see happen if we're going to roll over is that we just roll over one more time and then come out of here in a 5-wave move. But both counts are still on the table. Now, the way I'm kind of leaning with these counts, because everything up here looks like 3s. Okay? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then we could get 3, and on it goes with the 3s. Because everything looks so much like 3s, I'm really kind of leaning towards a diagonal. Okay? Now, some are probably asking, well, that can't be valid because this 4 is not overlapping the 1. That is a guideline. It's not a rule. Okay? We could have zigzag, 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 and zigzag. All 3s making a diagonal. But the 4 does not have to overlap the 1. Now, what we have to ask ourselves if this pattern creates itself is it an ABC from back here? And it's an ending diagonal? Or is it a leading? Hopefully it's an ending. But if it's a leading, it could be an A wave, which that is the higher probability, or a wave 1. And I would be leaning A, where we would rally for a B, and then we would come down in a C. Okay? and it would extend this bear market out. Okay, that is kind of the count that I'm leaning to. And the reason I'm leaning towards this count is because when you look at alts across the board, if you just look at all the alts, they look so much like diagonals. Every one that I pulled up has that diagonal look. Okay, they're all threes. Take a look at Litecoin here. We've got 3, 3. Okay, all of this mess in here, 3, 3, 3. Are we going to get 3? It doesn't have to overlap. Okay, even the SP 500 looks like a diagonal. It has that contracting look. 3, 3, 3. Are we going to get 3 and then 3? Oops. I will be leaning, of course, A wave first. Pop up for a B and then come down for a C. Okay. I am leaning this way. Okay. All right, back to Bitcoin here. Let's go down here. So the most important thing is what is going on in this leg right here. Are we going to fill in this insufficiency? Are we going to come up here? Are we going to make an impulse wave that comes through here? That's the big question. Okay. So let's take a look at some counts here. All right. Let's talk about the bull first. The bull is suggesting that we have a wave 1, 3-wave move for 2, that we are going to come out of here in a 3 that will break through this resistance. It will get big, probably up to the 2.236 or even higher to the 2.618. Okay. Pull back for a 4 that could find support on this resistance that it flips, and a 5 to the upside. Now, if we're going to get stuck in this resistance, then most likely we will put in a C leg. That will most likely get stuck here. Okay, this is the bullish scenario. If we're going to do this, we need to get on with it. It needs to start moving and break out of this channel. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the bear. The bear scenario is that this was a WXY. This move to the downside was a wave 1 that we're pulling back for a 2, 3 to approximately 16,000. 4 will bonk its head on the 300 moving average, and 5 to the downside to approximately 14,000. And it could come much deeper. Invalidation for that is at this white line at 22,500. We come above that. This bear scenario happening and rolling over now is invalid. There is one alternate count here. Okay. And that is we're making a WXY. That this leg is actually corrective. It has hit the 618. It could go higher to the 1-to-1 at 23,500. Reject and fall to the downside. Okay. When we get down here in this leg, it will make sense why we can be leaning Y. Okay. Let's talk about this leg. The bull scenario for this leg is that it would be a diagonal. Now, I don't particularly like this idea, and the reason being is because this leg is overlappy and very corrective. You could finagle a diagonal out of it, but you shouldn't have a diagonal inside of a diagonal. This leg looks like an impulse wave, and this leg looks like an impulse wave. Yes, you can finagle it into threes, but it's difficult. But we're going to keep it on the table because this is the bullish scenario. Okay, we will have a correction out of it. They like to correct back down to this area, but they do not have to. Okay, they can hit any one of these fib levels. It just needs to be corrective. We would see this as a wave 1, pulling back for a wave 2. All right. This is how this leg could be corrective, where this is a zigzag for a W or a complex structure. The middle is an X, and that we're going to do a zigzag here up to the 618 or up to the 1-to-1. When you pan out now and take a look, this is where the Y leg comes into play. Okay. So I'm more leaning at the moment that it's corrective, but it does not mean that I am correct. Okay. I don't like the way that it looks, the way that it's overlappy. The diagonal has problems. But until we break this bottom down here at 18,900, the diagonal stays on the table. Okay. All right. Let's move over to ETH. As you can see, the white channel is the acceleration channel. The blue is the base. We're nowhere near our base. Okay. So we could say that this is a 3 and a 4. But like I said, higher degree 4s, they like to correct into their prior degree 4. And we have clearly broken that. So I am very much leaning more towards the wave 2, where this is a 1 and this is a 2, which is extremely more bullish than the 4. Okay. We are on the 382. Next down is the 0.5. It's $658. And then the 618 is right on the base channel at 410, it looks like. Okay. So I am leaning 2. And let's see if it does plan to roll over, if it can hold the base channel at the 618. Okay, let's talk about some counts here. First count is the ABC, just like Bitcoin, where it's setting in a wave 4 and it's going to roll over for a 5. But let's talk about this wave 4. We have already hit the 618. If we do not roll over and roll over soon, it's really going to be too big and too high for a wave 4. Even though we would not be in the wave 1 yet, a wave 4 shouldn't come as high as the 786. It's just really shouldn't hit the 618. Okay. But it's still on the table if we don't go any higher. If we go higher, then I'm really leaning towards this diagonal, where the 4 does not have to overlap the 1. This would end up being a zigzag to set in this 4. Okay. Otherwise, if it's not the diagonal, then we could be done also with the ABC, the white one or the yellow one, and we're on our way bullish. Okay. The only other scenario here is that we've put in an ABC, and now we're going to pivot bigger in a rally. If we do that, same thing as Bitcoin, BRX, and then we get this partner leg. Okay. But there's always the bull scenario where we're pivoting now, and this is bottom. All right, let's go down to the lower time frame. The lower bull count is that this is a 1, this is a 2. We're on our way up for a 3, 4, 5. This would be bullish. We'd pull back and then launch again. This is the gap. Okay, we haven't filled it yet. If we come up and fill it and we don't make an impulse wave, it would be a C leg. And then we would roll over. Okay. The bear count is that we've created ABC that could be done here, or it has one more hit to the upside. Hitting this resistance, coming into the 618. So basically, it would give us another little 5-wave move, create divergence between these points. Okay, which obviously, let's see, we would do here on the 1 hour. We would get this divergence. Okay. Again, coming right into the 618, right into the 1-to-1, and it would reject. Roll over, and then we have to see what does it do. Does it pan to drag this out fuller? Okay. Does it come down in 3 waves and hold this for support, and then uses this leg to try to launch higher? That's a possibility. But it would be corrective, and eventually we would roll over. Okay, so I have the bull and the bear overlaid. The bull is that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be done, or it has one more hit to the high. The bear is that we've created zigzags, where this is an ABC, this is an X wave, and then we're going to create A, B, C. This would end up being the WXY, and we would end up rolling over. The bull, being a 5-wave move, okay, would pull back, not breaking this low, and then it would launch. Okay, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some clarity, and I will see you in the next one.